This is Brother Jamal coming to you here once again. This is Brother Jamal coming to you here once again in this video. Um, just had a few things that we want to bring to you on this video. If you have any feedback, comments, please drop it in the comment feedback section. We'll make sure we get back with you on that. We thank all those people who have been giving us feedback and comments on the videos here. Um, this one is about Um, try not to make it too long. But we have a few things that we just want to mention to you and bring to you. I'm sure most of you now have heard about the young 21-year-old brother who was found hanging from a tree on the Delta State campus in Mississippi. The last name was Reed, I think Trey Reed. We believe that he was murdered. See, it's only natural that they're going to say that he hung himself. He did something to cause the harm to himself. Now, as I said, they always I don't know if you noticed here the last couple of black men that they have found. There was a brother who was lynched in Henderson, North Carolina. It's Javon, I think McGee was his name. He was 21 years of age, truck driver. They said he hung himself. They found a black man hanging from a tree. I mean, hanging, had been lynched, I should say, in Albany, New York. This has been a while back. And also some of the black truck drivers that have been disappearing. Black men have been disappearing. So there's a siege not only up on the black community, but the black men have a target on their backs. And all of a sudden, now we are becoming the scapegoat for everything that goes on in the society. We are becoming the scapegoat for that. You notice, I don't know if you noticed that or not, every single thing. Now this Charlie Kirk that got shot some time ago, I'm sure they probably wanted to blame black people for that, but unfortunately, it was a white man who shot him. Black folks didn't have nothing to do with that, but they still want to be mad and be upset and use us as a scapegoat. And anybody that knows a white supremacist have heard these people talk, know how they expound, how they talk about people. And I've had so many people to say to me, I've seen so many writings of people were talked about this Charlie Kirk, how all he did was talk about black people real bad. See, I'm not saying that he didn't deserve to lose his life like he did, but at the same breath, we can also say too, he wasn't no, uh, he wasn't. I've seen pictures and things where they'll try to put him in the same category as people that have lost their lives in the movement and the struggle. He's not the same. That's not his situation. He's not the same. See, all he did was talk about black people. So there's no way that you can put him in the category of a Dr. King or Brother Malcolm or Honorable Marcus Moses Garvey, Stokely Carmichael, Israel Brown. You don't put him in that same category. He's not in that same category. See, anybody in their right mind know that's all he did was ridicule black people and talked about black people all the time, real bad too. And just because he was a white Christian, that still doesn't give him the grounds to ridicate and talk about insult and talk about black people. That's no pass for that. See, and so we were saying yes, he lost his life. We don't celebrate that. He had a wife and kids, but at the same time, he had some filthy things to come out of his mouth as he insulted and talked about black people too. See, at the same time, we could say that because if you go back and listen to any of his speeches, I don't know which ones you would listen to or what ones you would listen to, but you'll hear him doing that, ridiculing black people. I don't know if you saw in the news today, heard in the news, they found four bodies in Houston, Texas. Um, and they might possibly have a serial killer in Houston, Texas. I think a couple of them was women. Maybe it could have been a black man. It could have been a black child, a girl, or something. But they found four bodies in Houston, Texas. And any whatever city that you may be in, wherever they may have black, it could be boys, girls, women missing. Please try to help in bringing those people home to their families, whatever city you may be in. I mean, it's almost all over the U.S. now, where you have black boys, black girls, men, women missing, and there's something that's going on to where we having so many black people missing. It could be, Allah knows, it could be that the white supremacists involved, it could be involved in all of this. See, they've been getting real bold here lately and just popping up, showing up in either in the black community, close to the black community, somewhere, and they've been wearing the mask over their faces, you know. But we know we've seen pictures and photos of the white supremacists, you know, carrying their flags. And I want to say to the black men out there, all that marching and shouting and stuff y'all be doing when y'all marching, what y'all need to start doing is when y'all get wind of, or you know that these white supremacists may be out somewhere close to the black community, may be popping up in the black community. All those brothers who I saw on YouTube marching and chatting and singing, then you need to show up when these white supremacists show up. See, that would be a good time to march and sing and chat and whatever you were doing or saying, that would be a good time to show up. What good is it just to be marching? You out there and you just marching. What's wrong with you marching and showing up when these white supremacist groups show up, when these white supremacists show up in our neighborhood or close to our neighborhood, or sometimes they just pop up? What's wrong with you being out on that? See? So this is no time to be afraid, no time to be scared, no time to be silent. We need to stand up. We need to be in outrage about this young brother that was murdered on the campus of this white campus in Mississippi. We should be outraged about that. And we heard allegedly that his legs, both his legs were broken, his arm was broken. See, which means that they beat him. They did something real bad to him. See, and the first thing they always want to do, have you noticed? The first thing they always want to do is talk about committing suicide, especially when it comes to black people. They committed suicide. See, that's the first thing to say. We've been having a 6,400, the number for black women and black girls that are missing in the U.S. right now. 6,400 black girls and black men. I'm seeing the numbers the numbers are rising too for black men being lynched and murdered, black boys are disappearing, vanishing, just being abducted, being kidnapped. I've seen some young boys as 8 and 10 years of age. And I'm gonna tell you, we ought to talk to our kids about walking home from school, you know, making sure that they're not on the street, that there's nobody else around and they're by themselves and they're walking on a long street, a long side street that's nobody else around, no traffic, no cars, no buses, anything. And if they're riding the bus, we ought to talk to them about when they get off the bus, you know, catching the bus, getting off the bus, walking home from school by themselves, you know, maybe trying to get in a group or something, or see if there's any other kids that's walking in the same direction. Because oftentimes these people that abduct and snatch up and grab our kids, they watch and see if they're walking by themselves. They watch and see if they can catch them by themselves. And 2 or 3 men jump out of a car, grab a child, ain't gonna be too much they can do. They can scream and holler. A young girl, young man, ain't gonna be too much they can do. And this is the kind of stuff that I believe that these white supremacists and these people in these vans and these ice cream trucks, I believe they are the ones that's coming through our community, catching our kids, snatching our kids up, abducting our kids. And the authorities oftentimes, they're not going to do anything to catch these people. You know, you see the numbers are increasing. And the other thing we're seeing too is that there has been cases where they are finding bodies. Don't forget the sale of body parts, the black body parts. It could be a lung, a liver, a arm, a leg, you know, a heart, you know, even the skin. because the melanin that we have in our skin, no other race has that. So they also are finding black black bodies, girls, boys, men that are dead. You know. So this has been Brother Jamal with this video.